How to think like a billionaire. This is probably one of the most popular topics on YouTube. No surprisingly, literally hundreds of thousands if not millions of people want to learn how to think like a billionaire. Sure, who wouldn't want to be a billionaire like Mark Zuckerberg, Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Larry Ellison, Oprah Winfrey, Warren Buffett and others? So, let's break it down. Have you noticed that your mental or emotional condition is directly correlated with your level of success in life? If you decide to develop a billionaire level of thinking, you will eventually become a billionaire. If you decide to think like a millionaire, you will become a millionaire. The two have very different mindsets, believe it or not. If you want to become a millionaire, then think like one. And if you want to become a billionaire, think like one. As we've heard over and over again, it's all in the mind. As the Bible says quite clearly, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. It's really that simple, folks. So, the most important factor that sets the haves from the have-nots is mindset. You need to develop your mindset if you want to start living the life. You need to expand your thinking capacity. Go beyond your wildest limits. Think big. Be bold. You see, the problem most people have is their state of mind. They lack the right mindset to change their financial position. So, if you're ready to develop your mindset and think like a billionaire, if you are prepared to go beyond your present thinking capacity, then strap in. The first thing you've got to do is really want it, and I mean really want it. You have to want it so bad that you change your whole way of thinking. You must see the need to develop your mindset positively and increase your thinking capacity. As soon as you are open to changing your mindset, then a whole new world will open up to you. It's time to erase some of those bad habits and thoughts from your subconscious that have held you back for so long. We need to change the very way you think and do things based on your past experiences. The second thing is making mistakes and your attitude towards it. You have to be prepared to make mistakes, lots of them. You will learn more through failure than you will through success. Pain is a great reminder not to repeat the same mistake twice. Some of the most famous billionaires have made catastrophic mistakes and look where they are now. People like John Paul Getty, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey and John D. Rockefeller, to name but a few. As the famous inventor Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that it won't work." So, you see, even billionaires make huge mistakes but eventually get to their goal. Don't give up. You must be willing to accept failure and make enormous strides without being afraid of failing. The third thing we've got to do is to be ready to take risks. Sure, there are those who have inherited their wealth, but what risks have they taken? None. If you want to succeed and feel passionate about your goals, invention or aim in life, then wouldn't you want to throw your lot in and roll the dice? Yes, you might lose but you might also win. But unless you throw the dice, how will you ever know? So if you are going to develop the mindset of billionaires, then you must increase your risk-bearing capacity. How you face risk and how you handle it will pretty much determine if you're cut out to be a billionaire or not. Just imagine how a billionaire feels when he or she sees tens if not hundreds of millions of dollars wiped off the value of their shares. But unless you take that risk, you're not thinking like a billionaire. As we said earlier, billionaires have been there, done that. They know what failure feels like because they've taken risks. Billionaires are aware that risk is a component of the game of money and that there is a 50-50 probability that every investment will succeed or fail. So if you are going to think like a billionaire, then you have to develop your mindset to handle risk. The next facet of thinking like a billionaire is more a series of questions. When you think, do you think big? What do you do when faced with a challenge? Are you a pessimist or an optimist? And finally, do you have a billionaire role model? In order to think like a billionaire, put yourself in their shoes. The next time you come across a problem, get into the habit of thinking, if I were a billionaire, how would I handle this, or what would I do? The final thing that you've got to do to think like a billionaire is become a problem solver. The average Joe would much rather settle with his lot in life than get involved with some of the biggest problems facing us. The ability to solve critical problems is what allowed previously impoverished people like Andrew Carnegie and Henry Ford to become billionaires. If you want to become a billionaire, you need to think like one, and part of thinking like one is being good at fixing other people's issues. Therefore, if you want to adopt the mindset of billionaires, learn to approach problems critically. Once you do this, your financial situation will never be the same. These are just some of the basic trains of thoughts and actions of billionaires. The common thread that runs through all of these is you. If you want to become that billionaire, then, change the way you perceive yourself and the world around you. As we've said many times before on this channel, you are who you think you are. Or as Buddha said, what you feel, you attract; what you imagine, you create; and what you think, you become. Thank you for watching the Mental Lifestyle channel. We produce new and exciting content every week, so stay tuned for more motivational and inspirational videos.